we are back. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Laggin. This is Grounded 2. And today I'm going to teach you how to get a red soldier ant buggy. The first thing you're going to want to do is leave the Omnit onboarding facility, and once you do, you'll be introduced to BROOKHOLLOW Park. The first step is to follow the waypoint over to the ranger station. Once you enter the ranger station, you'll notice there's a resource analyzer. Equally as important though, right across from it is your Omni tool. Go ahead and pick this up. You're absolutely going to need this if you want your first buggy. Once you have the Omni tool acquired, you'll hear a phone ringing. You'll go to the door, but realize quickly that you can't get in this way. We're going to have to find another way, and that is as simple as following the waypoint. You should definitely take this time to go ahead and analyze whatever few items you may have picked up on the way to the ranger station. You're going to get some raw science, and we'll need that. But also, you definitely want to chop down some grass and analyze it as well, because it'll unlock the workbench for you, and we can start working on some armor. Chopping down a few nearby clovers and analyzing them will unlock the clover armor set. Once you have a little bit of armor and a torch crafted up, we can head to our next waypoint. Inside of this cave, it'll lead to the back entrance of the ranger outpost, where we can finally answer that phone that's been ringing. Once you speak with Sloan, she'll give you access to the ranger station computer, which has the science shop in it and your Omni tool upgrades. From here, you'll be able to upgrade your Omni tool to get the hammer, which you absolutely need, and the shovel, which is going to be important as well if you want to get your first buggy. To get the shovel upgrade, just head back outside and look for blades of grass that have little seeds on top of them. Begin to chop it down, and once you do, giant seeds will fall from the sky. You can pick one of those up, head back into the ranger station, and get your upgrade for the shovel. Now with the shovel and hammer in hand, you're ready for the next step. Follow the waypoint into this cave, and once you're inside, you're going to have 3 paths you can take. Take the path to the right, and this is where your hammer is going to come in handy. Just bust the pebble up and head forward. Once inside this next area, you're going to be confronted with a red soldier ant. You're going to have to take him out. Once you've taken the red soldier ant out, you'll see a chest, and this is where your shovel comes in handy, because inside of this chest, we're going to find a disc that we'll take back to the ranger station, and it'll upgrade the science shop, and we're going to buy something very important out of it. Also, don't forget to check the dead body over here, because there is some lore and a tape that explains a little bit about the ant taming program. Once we get back to the ranger station, you can insert the optical disc that you just got. It will upgrade the science shop, and inside you're going to find the hatchery. Everything you're going to need to hatch your very own red soldier ant mount. You'll need to speak to Sloan again. She'll tell you about the hatchery program and where it's located, but before you can go there, you actually need to build the hatchery. So to build the hatchery, you're gonna need to find acorns, because you need the acorn top and the acorn parts, and of course you can find acorns by an oak tree. There's one not too far away from this ranger station, and the acorns actually fall pretty far away from the tree, so you don't have to get that close to it, and you'll find a few scattered about. If you choose to go up to the oak tree, do so with caution. I won't tell you what's around there, I'll let you discover that for yourself. But stick to the outside of it, you'll find enough acorns, and you'll be able to build the hatchery. Once you finish building the hatchery and take a look inside, you'll see that you need a red soldier ant egg, plus you'll need all of the ingredients for the saddle before you can incubate and hatch yourself an ant buggy. You should have a new waypoint now that'll take you to the anthill where Omnit was doing their buggy research, and inside of this anthill is where you're going to find the red soldier ant egg, but it's not as simple as you may think. Bring a couple of torches, bring a lot of bandages, and watch out for red soldier ants. I know one you could probably take, but before you know it, all of the worker ants and a second one will show up. You're very weak at this stage, so what I would do if I were you is deploy the strategy of run for your life. Just keep going straight when you get into the anthill, and once you reach this console, take a left. You'll come to a ladder. You'll want to take a left at the ladder, and there's this black cable with a white stripe that you can follow for quite a bit of time before you're going to need to just watch where I go on the screen. Once you can't follow the black cable anymore, take a left and continue to follow where I am going, and you'll eventually come into a lab. Once you're at the lab, you'll see a red soldier ant egg, but guess what? You can't get this one. You need to continue to the door directly behind the egg. Once you go through that door, it's a short tunnel, and straight in front of you, you're gonna see red soldier ant eggs. You pick it up, and every time you get hit by an ant, you drop it. You're not allowed to use your weapon during this sequence either, so this is where you really just want to run and get out of here. Now, it's a little tricky to get out, but if you keep following the uphill inclination, meaning if you see anything that starts to go uphill, you're on your way out of the anthill. There's a few twists and turns and different places you can go, but always look for the path that heads upwards, and you'll make your way out of here. It's a bit of a nightmare scenario, but once you finally see daylight, you're free to run back home and put this egg in your hatchery. Once the egg's inside of the hatchery and you have all the parts required for the saddle, you can hit the incubate button and the wait begins. 12 hours. However, you can just sleep, and that'll get rid of about 8 of those hours. Once the time's up, you can hatch your ant and you have your first buggy. Congratulations. There's also an ant nest that you can build. This is where you can store your ant, and if your ant dies, it'll return to the nest for about a 3-minute cooldown, and you can whistle it back to you wherever you're at on the map. Plus, you can rename your ant right here as well. Your ant buggy is great at doing harvesting. It can chop down grass and weed stem way faster than you can. It can carry 12 of them at a time. You can also go into gather mode and pick up anything you point at, including plant fibers, mushrooms, rocks, whatever's on the ground, it'll pick up so long as it's in gather mode. You can also deposit the grass and the weed stems into their storage. You can absolutely zoom around BROOKHOLLOW Park in the ant. You can also jump, and really cool feature, you can recruit other ants to fight alongside of you. You can go into a defensive posture, you can do perfect parries, you can block, you can attack, and the other little ants will help you out in battle. It's a really, really fun mount to have. Your ant's got massive storage, so you can put stuff on it when your inventory gets full. You can tell it to stay, and of course, you can even pet your ant. And well, it's as simple as that. So hopefully you guys learned something today and enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, it's been your boy Laggin24, and I will see you next time.